Hi, first grade. I thought I would give this another try again. I'm so sorry for the echoes and the fact I was logged in twice. That was my first Google Meet ever. It was nice to see everyone, but the reading of the books didn't come across too good. And I do want to, because we have more books in this series of Bruce. So I want you to hear the stories, and then also I will give you the quiz numbers. I will also post it in the Google Classroom, and you could take the AR quizzes. I told Scarlett before, she was on top points so far. So great job. Keep doing them. We need to have 2 points by January 21st. So these two books are AR tests, as well as the book that Mrs. Yu read to you, the Mistletoe book. Okay, so here is Mother Bruce again, by Ryan T. Higgins. He's the author, illustrator. Bruce was a bear who lived all by himself. He was a grump. He did not like rain. He did not like sunny days either. He didn't like cute little animals. Bruce only liked one thing: eggs. He collected them from all over the forest, and there he's putting his head inside the tree trunk, and he says, "Good morning, Mrs. Sparrow." But Bruce didn't eat eggs raw like other bears. Instead, he cooked them into fancy recipes that he found on the internet. One day, Bruce came across a recipe for hard-boiled goose eggs drizzled with honey salmon sauce. So he went out to get the ingredients. First, he caught a salmon. Then he collected honey from a local beehive. He liked to support local business, you see. Last, he went to Mrs. Goose's nest to pay her a visit. And he asked her, "Are those eggs free-range, organic?" And if you see, he's pushing his shopping cart through the forest. And there he gets his salmon, the honey, and the eggs from Mrs. Goose. At home, Bruce prepared the eggs for hard boiling. But the fire in his stove fizzled, so he went out to get more wood. When Bruce came back, he was met with an unwelcome surprise. And the unwelcome surprise were the eggs had hatched in the pot while they were boiling, and the gosling said, "Mama!" Bruce became the victim of mistaken identity because he was not their mama. Bruce wanted hard-boiled eggs, not goslings. He supposed he could settle for buttered goslings on toast, but for some reason he lost his appetite, and if you can see, they are on a plate with little pats of butter. I guess I would lose my appetite too. Bruce scooped up the little geese and stomped them back to their nest. I will have to ask Mrs. Goose about her return policy. But when he got to the nest, only to find Mrs. Goose had flown south early, and there's a note in her nest that says, "Be back in April." Bruce left the goslings there anyway and went back home. But he was followed by the little goslings, and they're calling, "Mama, Mama, Bruce was very stern and said things like, "Go away," and "I am not your mother," and also, "I liked you better when you were eggs." Well, he let out a big roar. Bruce could not take it any longer, and then he became extra grumpy with them. But look at the goslings. They don't seem scared. That didn't work. Goslings always follow their mother, even if she is a he and he is a bear. And look at, they're following him. "Mama, mama." Even when he climbed up the tree, the goslings went right after him. And again, what did they say? "Mama." And look at, he's gonna hump through the forest, and look who's right behind him. The 4 little goslings. Bruce was stuck with them as they stand on his belly. He tried to make the best of it. Okay, have them swimming in their little pool. He even has his swim ring. Doesn't look like a happy camper either. It was hard work. They're painting, even on Bruce. And he's carrying the little goslings. Looks like one of those front carriers that you carry for babies. Feeding them. They all have an opinion. One says, "Blech, ew, yuck." And look at, they're all snoozing together on his log. They were annoying baby geese. As the seasons passed, Bruce watched those pesky goslings grow older. Then they became stubborn teenage geese and boring adult geese. Then one fall afternoon, he saw other goose families flying south. Finally, he'd be rid of those geese, and he could take a long winter nap. Bruce explained migration. And you could see him flapping his wings because it's going to mean the geese are going to have to fly away to warmer weather. But they didn't listen. And Bruce looks a little downhearted that they didn't listen to him. Bruce needed the geese to leave, so he got creative. And you can see he's using a slingshot to shoot them into the sky. But nothing worked. He even put them in little planes. But the geese would not leave Bruce. And there he is with them all around him with a big sigh. What to do? So Bruce decided to pack some bags and take his geese into town, where they boarded a bus. Okay, so here comes the bus. There they are sitting on the bench. Bruce and the 4 goslings. Well, they're adult geese now. And they migrated to Miami. And migrated means just going south to warmer climates. And there they are, snoozing on the beach. Now, every winter, Bruce and his geese head south together. They laze about at the beach in tacky shirts, sipping ice-cold lemonade, while Bruce dreams of new recipes that don't hatch. And there's the other 3 geese just playing at the beach. Until a little turtle calls up to one of the geese and says, "Mama?" The end. So that's the end of Mother Bruce. It introduces you to our main character, Bruce the bear, the grumpy bear. And the Goslings play a part in a lot of his books in the series. Okay? So the next one, and that quiz number is 178909. Okay? Now the second one that I read this morning is Santa Bruce. Okay? Bruce is still a grumpy old bear. He's not going to migrate this winter. He's not going to go south. Excuse me. He's actually going to stay home. Okay. Excuse me. Bruce was a bear who did not like the holidays. Like I said this morning, kind of like that Grinch character, right? He doesn't like Christmas very much either. He used to stay in bed all winter long and skip right through the whole business. But his family wanted to enjoy a cozy, snow-filled Christmas together. And here's one of the geese and the mice that he took in. And they said, this is going to be great Christmas. No migrating, no hibernating, just family. And the goose had to agree. He said, honk. So Bruce was awake. Well, actually, bears don't hibernate. They just spend the winter in a state of lethargy, and that means just kind of a twilight sleep. Shh, you're ruining the Christmas spirit, said the other mouse. Oh, I thought we were spending winter in the state of Maine. The geese had decked the halls. The mice made lots of eggnog. The holiday season was going to be filled with fun and cheer. Bruce did not like fun. Bruce did not like cheer. Bruce did not like fun or cheer. Not a very happy camper, all decked out with the tree. Bruce also did not like being cold, which is why he started wearing long underwear and a warm hat. If you take a look, doesn't he kind of look like someone we know at this time of the year? That's right, Santa Claus. And then it happened again. A case of mistaken identity. When the raccoon came and said, "Are you Santa?" Oh, Bruce did not like mistaken identities. And he said, "No, I'm not. Go away." Oh my gosh, said the raccoon. "I just met Santa. Wait right here while I go get my friends." And Bruce said, "Wait! Grrr! I am not Santa," he yelled. Bruce decided to ignore the problem until it went away, but you could see he's getting knocks at his door. The problem did not go away. It got worse. "Did I hear someone knock? Who could it be? We should let them in," said the one mouse. "No, don't open the door. I don't want all their dirty little feet in my..." And that's Bruce looking through the window to see all the woodland creatures at his door. House. And it got worse because look at all of them came in and they all said, "Santa!" They were so excited. "Tell them I'm not Santa." And it just got worse. "Everyone listen up," said the little mouse up on Bruce's head. "Single file, no pushing. Santa Bruce has time to see all of you. Who wants cocoa?" Soon word spread. I want 99 red balloons for Christmas, said the porcupine. For Christmas, I want world peace, said the little chipmunk. And all the little critters of the forest wanted to visit Santa Bruce and tell him what they wanted for Christmas. The moose wanted a race car. And Bruce is just getting madder and madder. And this little beaver said, I have been very good this year. Can I please have a power compound miter saw for Christmas? Finally, they all went home and Bruce could grumble in peace and quiet. But not for long, because soon he heard a knock, knock, knock on the door, because now all the parents wanted to thank Bruce for his Christmas spirit. Bruce tried to tell them that he didn't have any Christmas spirit. Bah humbug is what he said. And who says bah humbug? That's right, Scrooge. That's when Thistle made an announcement. Bruce wants to say you're welcome, and what's more, Santa Bruce is going to deliver presents to all your kids tonight. He certainly doesn't look happy by that announcement. It's a Christmas miracle, said the other mouse. And with that, the parents left, shouting out with glee. Bruce did not like glee. Finally, Bruce headed to bed, but the mice had other ideas. But what about getting ready for your big night? Yeah, what about the children? Well, Bruce put his foot down. I am having nothing to do with this. I will not deliver presents. Besides, you don't even have a sleigh. But the mice were persistent. Ta-da! And look they presented a sleigh, which was a wagon on a sled. Well, you don't have any reindeer, said Bruce. The geese were helpful in that respect. They became the reindeer. Fine, 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 but you have no presents, Bruce said. Well, as you can see, the mice provided presents. By the way, what's in the boxes? And the mice replied, crackers. I'm still not going, said Bruce. Please, all you have to do is sit in the sled. We'll give you chocolate eggs. Finally, the grumpy old bear agreed to be Santa Bruce for one night. And everyone was very happy. But as you can see, the geese can't get that sleigh to move. Bruce thinks we have too much weight in the sled. So to fix the problem, Bruce is now pulling the sled, and the geese and the mice are riding in it. Well, almost everyone. And the mice exclaimed, this is going to be the best Christmas ever. But our Bruce doesn't seem too happy. Well, being Santa Bruce was not an easy job. You had to fit through the small chimneys. When you came down, you landed in the fireplace fire. How about tripping over a train and into the Christmas tree? And then he takes a bite of what he thinks is a Christmas cookie. And the mouse says, that's not a cookie. It's a bar of soap. And then he had deliveries to make. You couldn't deliver them to the bunnies underground. No, he had to get up to the hole in the tree. Mama Bunny lives in the hole. So does Papa Bunny. All the baby bunnies are snug in their bed. And this one's on the computer. He's just a grown-up bunny who still lives with his parents. There's the bunnies. And by the time Santa Bruce finally finished, the early morning light was creeping over a white Christmas. As all the critters of the forest awoke, they found presents waiting for them from Santa Bruce. And look at the one got so excited that she got a present, and they were crackers. Bruce had spread the spirit of Christmas all over the forest and brought everyone happiness. Merry Christmas, Bruce. And you could see all the forest critters are at the dining table for their Christmas dinner. Bruce did not like happiness. He did like sleeping, but Bruce's bed would have to wait because he's going to share Christmas with all those forest critters. And Bruce, though still the same old grumpy bear, says, I'm sleeping through next Christmas. But the goose and the mouse has other ideas. The mouse says, let's do this next year and every year. And the goose had to honk in agreement. The end. I hope you enjoy the stories. I hope we didn't have any technical difficulties. And like I said, in the morning, that blank piece of paper, just how Bruce spread the Christmas spirit by doing that random act of kindness, that he took those gifts and delivered them to the children, and they made everyone happy Christmas morning. I had the children make and write down what a random act of kindness, something to do without being asked, that would brighten up someone's day. And they could have decorated that piece of paper with what their act of kindness would have been and decorate it for Christmas. So I hope you enjoy it. And here is the information, the quiz number for Santa Bruce. And that's quiz number 197971. And also, Mrs. Yu read you the story of Mistletoe and the Kittens, the legend of Mistletoe and the Kittens. And here's that quiz number, 156501. And I'm going to post those numbers in the library Google Classroom, because you could go in through there, find the website, and you could get in that way. And you could take the AR tests. And I will see you next Wednesday. And I hope our meet goes a lot better than it did this morning. Goodbye, everyone. See you soon.